This video will show you how to make your own Master Chief costume cheap, relatively quickly, and it's going to look awesome. There's a lot of videos online already of how to make parts of the costume, like you can paint this, so here's how I made the hand and blah blah. No one's done a comprehensive how to do it in a realistic way. People have spent thousands of dollars on buying plastic molding kits, and it makes it look awesome, but that's just not necessary. All you need is some awesome glue, okay? X-Acto blade, perfect one that locks into place so it doesn't wiggle. Measuring tape, okay? Some clamps. Trust me, these are actually really important. Okay, some foam board. I mean, this is just an extra piece. The black foam board, that white board. They also have this new thinner kind of foam board that, as you see, got a nice curve to it. You can get this at any kind of art store, art supply store. It comes in huge sheets. This you can actually steam and mold to the shape you need, which is almost as good as like a plastic mold or something. There's fiberglass resin. Okay, you can get this at any kind of hardware store. It's the same stuff you use to fix holes in your car, holes in your boat. Right. You get the nylon cloth, should be right next to it. Okay, this, when you coat, like we're going to make this out of cardboard basically, or foam board. When you coat your entire armor with this stuff, it's hard as plastic. I mean, it looks awesome, and then it makes painting it look fantastic. And liquid nails, you can also find the hardware store. This stuff is awesome. You need a little caulking gun for it. Master Chief has a ton of details on his costume. I just turned on my game, put on multiplayer to 2 guys, and I just stood there and zoomed in and looked at it. I mean, now there's pictures on the internet. I mean, it's everywhere. But that was the easiest way to make an arm. Here's my arm. It needs to be painted more. It's just got the black coat. This is my left arm piece. Fits right here. Right. This is just cardboard and foam. Pretty strong. I mean, this has got the resin on it. It's really, it's like almost as hard as plastic. It's great. So making the arm is really simple. Just measured my wrist down to my elbow. Make sure you measure so you can have plenty of flex room. Measure the circumference of my arm. You measure it out with your tape. Right. Measure your wrist. Cut it out. The X-Acto blade. Okay. If you don't have this really cool foam board, you just have this regular one. You can cut out the shape and then cut like halfway through. Right. Don't cut all the way through, and then you can break it and it'll bend. It'll get a nice little bend to it. And you can just make a bunch of lines and then kind of bend it to whatever shape you want. When you put the nylon covering over at the end, it'll be nice, round, and smooth. It'll be no problem. These are just the little details. I mean, on here I got this little part right here. I got this elbow extension underneath the wrist. There's this other little bit. I mean, there's more. I mean, depending on how much time and effort you want to put into it, you can add lots of little stuff in there. When I do the final paint on it, I'm going to add more details just with the 2-dimensional paint. I hope it look cool. Make sure you leave room for your wrists to flex about. Right? You got your arms. This might be better with a wide shot. Cloth is really thin. Even the bottom is really thin. I mean, this stuff gets kind of scratchy and pokey just wearing it for, a few minutes. And wearing it for a whole night, especially moving around, it probably rip up your clothing and be uncomfortable. So I just wanted to think. I got Michael's. I got this from Michael's. This foam. It's really, really soft. It has adhesive on the back. I just unstick this adhesive. Right. Cut it to shape. Right. Just stick it in my armor. So I put my arm in there. Now it's nice and soft. Right. And actually kind of looks kind of cool too. Then it won't rip up your thing. It'll be a lot more comfortable. A little more sweaty, but it's cold in Halloween or whatever. Biceps. Biceps, I started with the foam bit, just this piece right here. Steamed it. I folded it over, taped it together. That's the great part. Buy some massive duct tape. Should have said that in the beginning. Buy some massive duct tape. Bend your stuff into shape. Put the glue in there. Put the duct tape on top of it to hold it overnight while it dries. Right? I actually still have some duct tape right here. Okay, then I cut out this piece separately, part of the armor, and I cut out this separately. This is multiple layers, right? Just pieces I cut out, build the fit, glue it into place. There's more detail if you want to put in there. There's a little light thing right here. It's all good. I'm good with this, right? I mean, this just slips on, moves right here, right? Then I'm going to coat it with the nylon cloth. After you get the nylon cloth and resin on there, you can. Master Chief is 6'10" to 7 foot all by himself. He's like 6'8", 6'10". With the armor on, the suit on adds a couple inches, and he's 7 foot tall. I'm only 5'10". So I wanted to make Master Chief, more realistically tall. So I went out to the store downtown, and it's this like kind of like gothic store that sells all this stuff, and they had these boots these like 6-inch lift boots. So most people who have the online costumes, this is a single piece with a calf on it, and they just can slip it right on. Mine's 2 pieces because I had to strap it around the boot. Let me show you the boot. Okay. So here's the boot. Alright, get this all strapped up on me. This comes around right here, and I measured this and measured this. Remember the Carpenter's Creed. Measure twice, cut once. I measured a bunch of times, got the fit on my leg, fit on my boot, designed this calf piece to go with it. I lined up all these clips on here by hand before I glued them into place. When I glued them, I actually used a weight, and I'll go into that in a minute. But I can actually line this right up. Snap it in place. I got part of Master Chief's boot. So, now we got the legs done. Now we just need to make Master Chief's crotch plate. So, take a bunch of measurements for this. Look at the pictures, find out how far it goes down compared to the thing. And here's this plate. Here's the front plate I made. Put slits in this so it's not actually cut all the way through. I just bent it over, glued it in place so it has this nice shape. I cut this out as one piece. This half was one piece. Okay? And then I just laid it on, traced it out with a marker, cut out exact duplicate, flipped it over. Right? I glued this together so it has a slight bend to it. Right? Then I went down the side and I put slits in this foam board. Right? So it's nice, soft, and flexible. I can conform it to my body. And this will just go top of here. Right? And this will wrap around. And the height is not working out. There we go. Master Chief's crotch plate. Weight. You need something really dense. It makes this stuff glue together really nicely and faster. This is Master Chief's butt plate. This goes on the back side. Alright, little detail down here. I just cut out this piece, to kind of make it look cooler. Glued it right on top. So, just bought this cloth, hardware store, right? Measured around my waist. Bought a clip for it, so it clips together, so it's down to the belt. What I'm going to do is have the waist, or the crotch plate, it's going to lay inside of here, like so. Okay, it's going to lay in here, come out, so it's going to come around, like this, roughly coming out the side, and I'll actually be able to click this into place. So when I build this whole thing, it's a solid piece. On one side, I'm going to leave it open. I actually have this little piece right here. I'm going to leave it open, and the belt, I'm going to cut a hole right here, and the belt will actually stick through the hole. And then inside, where no one can see, the clip will be resting. It'll rest just in here, kind of like that, is the leg bicep. So this was a whole piece right here, and it has burn marks on it from me leaving on the stove a little too long when I was boiling the water. And I just measured my leg several times, and this has a definite slope to it. See how it slopes on both sides? So it's smaller around the knee, and it gets thicker up by the thigh. So it's a shape like this. So I just cut it out round. As you can see inside, yeah, there we go. How I glued this, it's still in here. I just glued this all in at an angle. Then I cut this out. I just cut out this piece because it's all black right here in the photo. So it's just, it's pretty easy, but getting this huge round shape is tough, and I actually only have one of them. Hips, I'm going to have the hip hanging right here. Right up here, I'm going to have some of this cloth coming out and be black. It's only going to be a couple inches on the end. I'll have a little clip, and then that's going to clip up to my waist. So it's going to be clipped right here. It'll hold the weight of the leg up, because this, since you want it, a little bit loose, you want it to be off of your knee, not like sliding down, because this isn't really going to stay in place. So I'm going to build that into there. See, I'm going to test how they work with the foam, but it might have pieces of cloth coming out top of the bicep right here and hook it onto my shoulder, right, and just build those clips into place. You can also use magnets that work really well to glue a magnet on part of your costume, hook it to another part.